Hello. I want to give a trigger warning right now. Well, it's more of a spoiler warning into a trigger warning. This entire it's not really an audio, but I want to just talk about a topic that I really enjoy. And the spoiler warning is for the Chainsaw Man movie and anime. So if you want to watch that still, or you're still catching up, it's okay if you leave now. And the trigger warning has to do with the topic of sexual abuse. I'll be touching on some things related to the anime. If you've been listening to my audios for a while now, you know I'm a fan of tragedy. I'm a fan of angst. I'm a fan of atmospheric horror. I'm not a fan of loud noises or sudden impacts. No, I'm a fan of this slow burn, eerie feeling that seeps under your skin and slowly eats away at you. That's something the author of Chainsaw Man does really well. He sets these narratives that linger. They don't get resolved right away. They don't get a sudden answer. They don't get this one chapter into the next chapter. No, it's left there, open, anonymous. Leads me into the spoiler section. Raises and Danji's relationship. For those of you who watched the movie, you know how that ends. To me, their ending is so poetic to their story. Raise, for those of you who don't know, she is a mercenary trained as a weapon from a very young age. To her, the mission came first. Her entire story is that she truly believes she is nothing but a weapon. She has no future, no wants, no needs apart from being a weapon. But somewhere along the line, she starts wanting, soothing more. Then she met Dennis, a guy who sees himself as nothing. Maybe she saw herself in him, and for a brief moment, his silliness, his open mindedness, the fact that he is in a position where his life is falling apart, but he still chooses to believe. I think that sparked something in her and made her believe that she can have a future, that she can walk away from this being a weapon and live a happy life with somebody who can understand and relate to her. What is heartbreaking about what happens is that eerie feeling I spoke about. There was no signs, there was no sudden bang. It wasn't just there, but as the story is being told, we're constantly reminded that good things don't happen. We constantly are reminded that something doesn't feel right. Someone is watching. Someone is there. But then we continue to watch them be happy. We continue to watch them get close. These moments, these memories. And then right at the end, when she's dying, she's met with a sudden realization that Dennis betrayed her. All of that talk about love and a future, he sold her out to Makama. But then in the last few panels of her consciousness, in the last few frames of the movie, you see her cast an eye towards the cafe one last time. Because even with that seed of doubt, she truly loved him. The only one in the entire show to ever truly love him romantically. And you can see it in her eyes as she's looking through the window and she sees him there sitting. It's left for your interpretation. Because the next frame we see of her, she's dead. Are we the ones seeing it through her perspective? Or are we simply seeing what's left? Did she die thinking that he betrayed her and that their love was a lie? Or did she die longing to be there with him, running away? I think this is the turning point in the story for Danji. I think before this point, he was savable. But at this moment, where reality came crashing down for him, in this moment he realizes that he will never be loved. He will never be appreciated. He is what everyone says he is. A useless dog. And from that point out, he built this blind loyalty to Makima. On that note, I want to talk about how people treat my boy Dennis. Oftentimes, victims of sexual assault, of grooming, of the R word, they tend to overly sexualize themselves because in their head, their body is the only thing that they have and the only value that they have. And throughout the series, Danji, my boy, he over sexualizes himself. But he doesn't do it to himself. The characters around him degrade, belittle, and sexualize him to the point where it's all he knows. And oftentimes, the fandom would accuse him of being a gooner. They don't cut down and the characters around him taking advantage of him because they're convectively attractive. They say the writing is bad because Denji never learns and he's just a gooner. But now let's turn Denji into a female character. Your father abuses and sells you off. You meet someone that first tells you that you mean something, that you're important, and you finally feel like you have a place that you belong. You, as a young man, you feel, forgive me, you, as a young lady, you feel attached to this elder guy, sort of like your protector. And as this guy is protecting you from the scary world around you, he offers you sexual pleasure as a reward. Now, you begin to associate doing a good job with being rewarded sexually. You are groomed into this pet for this elder man. The elder man starts pulling away from you and he drops you in a group of other people a bit your age but a little bit older. And in that group there's a lady. Oh, sorry, I'm taking the story too literal again. In that group there's another elder guy, younger than the first, older than you, who praises you, who babies you. You're being loved bomb and you don't know how to react. And in that confusion, they force themselves onto you. They use you. They defile you. And then everyone jokes about how weird you are. Now you have an older woman grooming you, a slightly younger woman, man, that's using you for your body and only your body. So first you learn that all the good things in life comes from your body, and then you learn that the only thing that people want from you is your body. And then when you finally found someone that says no, what I love is the person you are. You finally find someone that looks past the physical, that looks past the sexual desires, look past all of the sexual gooner jokes you're making and sees you, the person that's hurting, the person that's pleading, the person that's wishing that someone saves them. And they say that you can run away together, you can start afresh. And then when you cut everyone off, you finally find the strength to push away the person that groomed you, to push away the person that forced themselves onto you. The person is a no-show. They abandoned you. You're stuck with your thoughts of feeling, are you not good enough? Was everything they say a lie? And the little bit of hope that you had remaining shatters. And you go right back into the cycle of being groomed, being rewarded with sexual pleasures, and being taught that you are nothing but your body. Every woman, every man you've ever met treats you this way. I don't get why people criticize my boy Dennis the way that they do. He's a victim, a well written victim. He's trapped in this wanting to be a better person, but at the same time, he's so trained by his trauma that every step he takes forward, he takes two steps back. And that was a very core character point as well for him. Was he did everything that he could to take care of his family. To have things that mean something to him, things that he considered important, that he would die for. But then when the time comes and somebody reduces him down to nothing but a sexual desire, he folds. Because deep down, all he can see himself is something to be toyed with, something to be used. Now, there's a massive character arc later down in the manga that I really enjoyed. But I wanted to touch on those two topics. The first one is narrative, the way of telling a story, the way that they built up this fantasy of them running away together, but the way you just felt like it was too happy, it was too good, it was too nice. That airy feeling just lingered for the entire time. So when it happened, it was so crushing, but it felt like you knew it was coming, but you didn't want it to come, and your entire body is screaming, please don't, but you know it's gonna happen anyway. That's just beautiful to me. And I really like the way Chainsaw Man writes Dennis as a MC. Because he genuinely is just a kid. A kid that was groomed into something he is not. Convinced that he needs to be this thing that he clearly isn't. And then every time the world gives him something that says, here, you can change, it takes it away from him. But it's not just the world taking it away from it, it's the people, the bad people in his life that he genuinely feels that are good people because they show him love, but they show him love in twisted ways. I don't know, it's such a beautiful narrative. And I just needed to talk to you guys about it. So I hope you enjoyed. Good night.